It took me way longer than it should have to
I was gonna
find
say what's
the
happening
turn the
here.
microphone button. Like I was like, I'm rusty. Okay, it's rusty. I brought up the wrong screen and then I brought up
I saw it all. I saw it all.
And now we've dived into the episode completely.
We're live.
We're cold. We've gone cold turkey and we've just started gunning the engine. But we're here. It's the Kill Team Casuals. Two of us at least. We've managed to rally two of the troops because it's been too long. So please give a big warm welcome to Russ from GFN Gaming.
It's so casual. We don't even tell the other when we're going live. We just start a call up and see who turns up. And today it's the two of us. Ben is out chasing Ham, not sure why. And here we are. So thanks very much, Reese from Threes to Wound. How's it going, buddy?
Oh, mate, it's good. We just like to, it's keys in the bowl and we just see who turns up. I like it. It's the swingers of podcasts for the Kill Team Casuals.
We are Kill Team's doggers. We're just easy breezy.
Oh, I love it. Great to see everyone already joining us in the chat too. If you're listening on the podcast, we do record these live. So if you hear us referencing other people, that still doesn't have to do with the Swingers Party, or does it? That's our live chat. So g'day to Sigismund. We've got Good Jeff, Six-Sided Paradise, Data Golden,
good Jeff.
Linford, Norwich, KT. We've got Larry Pearson's over on YouTube as well. Thanks so much for everyone joining us there. So...
You know, I know it's Good Jeff, but I read that as Googe off. Like,
good old
as if
Googe,
like, you know, as if Googe was something you'd say to someone. Googe off. I don't know why I read it that way. I know it's Good Jeff, but I read it the other way because
he's been a friend of the show for far too long to be treated like that. Okay.
I know. That's why it's bad. I saw it and I was like, who the hell's Googe off? Because you were like, Good Jeff's here, and I'm like, amazing. Sandy's in the chat.
Sandy's in the chat as well. So a lot of our legends, feel free. I said, you know, we try to give a bit of notice on the show, but usually it's a good 5 minutes in the Battle Brothers Discord if you're in there. So that's where we give you the heads up. But it's been an interesting time. Obviously last time we did a show, we were chatting the latest data slate, and I think that's a big reason as to why Ben's not here. Still emotionally recovering after that. He did get very worked up.
He was having trouble. I was going to say he had trouble with certain things, but he had trouble with pretty much all of it. He was not a fan of the data slate. He was, I think he pronounced Kill Team dead a couple of times in that podcast. They've killed my boy, I heard him say.
Yeah.
But
the tears were a lot.
We're back.
The tears were a lot.
That was a rough green room. We had to bring him round. But yeah.
How have you been, obviously, in the new landscape? Have you had any games recently yet? Have you felt any of the ramifications of the data slate? Have you hit the table?
I tell a lie. I've not said anything yet, but I tell a lie. Because before when we were chatting, I said I hadn't played that much, but I tell a lie. I have played, and I played Plague Marines post nerf. And it was we had an interesting conversation because I kind of appreciate that Contagion for someone who isn't a Plague Marine player is kind of crap. Like if as soon as you like, I get it. It's not oppressive because it's my team, and I get that if you're running Contagion, like that's what I mean. Like, you know, when you're like, it's kind of like Duelist. It's kind of
doesn't affect me.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, to be fair, it's arguably as bad as Duelist was because. If you're 4 attacks hitting on 3s, someone double parries, and then you've only got 1 attack left. And if you were 4 attacks hitting on 3s and someone now makes you hitting on 4s, and then the first thing they do is parry, you've probably still only got 1 attack left. So it's much of the muchness. It's pretty much close. The same. Yeah. Plus it also impacts shooting. So I was like, I get it. And I won the game, but it was. I don't want to say it wasn't fun, but it was hard. Like it was like I was losing in combat to elves.
Okay.
And I remember saying like it's not like I was having less fun, but but like not less fun, but I was having less of an easy time with Plague Marines. But I guess it was a closer game, so I was sort of like maybe that's maybe that's good. And then
Would
someone
you
said,
say that's
why?
nearly what we're going for with balance?
Yeah, but that's the thing. But and then someone was like, why would you want? I was like, I assume my opponent had a better match because I didn't have contagion.
Yeah.
Like that's the player. I had a worse match, but he had a better match, and presumably more. Like it's skewed because I could still run contagion. It was just near enough pointless, and I only ran it the one time it was free, when I'd got my guy in the middle of the board.
Yeah.
And it didn't make a difference because people who got poison on an elf team have only got 8 wounds, maybe, so they're dead pretty shortly afterwards. Whereas
Yes.
it's just so it never impacted the game, basically. It impacted one shooting attack, someone who got too close to my standard bearer, but apart from that, there was no interaction with contagion in the game, which is kind of sad because it's their main thing.
Yeah, we did talk about that, didn't we? That it's like when it's a
Yeah,
strong core, it's not just a rule, but it's like it's a thematic kind of rule of what is meant to be making that team unique as well.
yeah, it is kind of. I would like them to. I mean, they'd have to fundamentally change it completely. They'd have to bring something back in that is just like if they're not poisoned, you get lethal 5. I don't know what it would be, but something that's just not like there's no point. There was a few times where I was like, there's no point running it. Like even for free, I was like, do I even bother running it? It's not going to impact the game at all.
Yeah.
So that was kind of rubbish. But I was sort of like, I assume my opponent had a better time because, but that meant that teams that are like elves were just kind of winning in combat because elves can get to 4 attacks, 3-4 in combat, and I was like, how is that thematically the same? I guess they've got 8 wounds, but I was just sort of like, that's rough. But yeah, but it was a closer game. And I guess if you are about the balance, like, yeah, someone did jokingly say,
would
why
be.
would you want the game to be more fun for your opponent but less fun for you? And I was like, I guess that's the essence of balance. It's being okay that sometimes the game will be less fun for you.
People don't like
mean,
having something
yeah,
taken away. That's the issue with the
that's what I've
feeling of
learned.
balance. People always go,
Yeah.
but you nerfed my team because all they can remember is remember when it did this and it was broken or overpowered. And then you
Yeah.
go, oh, you took that away from me. And it's like, no. And they took it away to give to the others to in this chase of of balance.
It makes sense. Like, yeah, I think fundamentally, I'm generally okay with balance. I'm okay with my team getting worse, so that other teams, like when they draw your team, they're not like, oh man, these guys. The problem is they just left so many teams that were, oh man, these guys. That I was just sort of like, well, why my guys? Leave my guys as well. Can my guys not be the guys that no one wants to play also?
I've had the other issue was that, like, I was like, you know what? I'm making a call. I'm going to pick a team that I'm going to start and I'm going to dive into. And I was like, you know what? I've always liked my Gene Stealer cop. I love the Wormblade. I'm going to do Brood Brothers. And this was the one where they got all the nerfs. I was like,
man,
I hadn't even played a game yet. So I don't know how to feel because I'm like, well, now I don't have the feeling of it was taken away. But people will say, oh, well, they used to have this. Did you know they used to do this?
You can be like the guy that hopped on after they became bad, which is kind of like a noble. You're kind of like throwing yourself on the grenade after it's already killed the family. But yeah, like it's interesting because you might get props. You might get like look at him.
Yeah,
helping them out.
No one is like, hey, thanks for playing the terrible team, mate. Thanks. No one, you don't get bonus points at the tournament. But
I feel like I used to. I used to when I ran Vespids. Yeah, I got a lot of like random props, like to be like running Vespids, respect. I'm like, and like I won a tournament. I was like, this feels better because it's Vespids. Like
your Vespid street cred was through the roof.
Yeah. But only for other people who played Vespids, because other people who hadn't played Vespids were like, oh, a Vespid's viable. And I was like, no, they are not. And they were like, oh, but you're using them. And I was like, I don't know why I'm using them. Honestly, I don't know why. They're bad. But I still, like part of me, like a very small part of me still thinks they're good. But the large part of me knows they're not, knows they're terrible.
The realist in you knows. Just want to do a big shout out to Mabasi as well, or Mabasi, or
Oh.
Mabas. I still always ruin it. Sub for
I
11
love
months.
you trying to do it, yeah.
Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate the love. A few people in the chat saying too that laughing at the idea of that, like, you know, law appropriateness or not appropriateness of Space Marines struggling to fight elves. It's real.
It is a weird one. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, balance is so hard. I know. Maybe we haven't talked about it recently, but we always end up talking about it. The fact that the balancing of the teams is impossible unless you know what would be an interesting way to do it. Because quite a lot of the imbalance comes from because you can balance wounds, hitting, shooting, damage. I think you can balance the stats really decently. It's when you get into the weeds, which is why some teams aren't that balanced, because especially when they come with damage reduction, when you get into the weeds and the characteristics of the team, like it makes no sense that a team that can reduce damage and also reduce your combat, like your ability to deal damage on them, like the Plague Marines would then we got a high. Oh, something's happening.
Well, Odes is just
something's
subscribed
happening
as
again.
well as so the chat. We're getting a hype train, as the kids these days would say. So we're off. So thank you so much. Another sub. Really, really appreciate it. That's what happens when we don't turn up for a long time, Russ, is then we do turn up and everyone's like, oh, I got to resubscribe. So we look like we're just killing it.
I'm not going to lie. It just confuses me. You can't see it, but like loads of banners come up and I'm just like, I lost my train of thought. It's crazy, but obviously it's good. I assume it's good. Too many colors. But yeah, balance. It is tricky. It's very tricky to do because like unless you, I don't know. I don't think they'll ever do it because why would you? Because you don't need to. The fact that the game's unbalanced is almost part of its charm in a weird way. Like the search for balance, like Conan's search for steel. It's although he does get there, doesn't he? But like it's getting close. And it's sort of like unless they just start doing this universal strat ploys and universal firefight ploys and no army-wide rules, then the game's balanced. Like if they just did Kill Team Horus Heresy Edition and said, look, it's all Marines, you all get exactly the same, it's balanced. But is it fun?
Is it fun?
No.
Yeah.
It's not fun then. It's the balance fun.
Russ, just letting you know too, your mum has just checked in on YouTube to say good day and let us know that they are watching. So just letting you know.
Thanks, Mama Vasey. Appreciate it. It's kind of late for you, man alive, but okay. Appreciate it.
Just a quick balance check.
Yeah. Just checking in that I'm alive. You're not responding to my messages. Had to join the Twitch stream to see if you're okay. Yeah.
I was saying an interesting dynamic at the moment. I said I think it's that thing too, especially with what we've seen too with elite teams, especially being such a we were once in an orc summer, but now we're in the elite team still definitely had that. There's such a great entry level.
You were trying to think of another thing, weren't you?
Yeah, I was like Marines.
You're trying to like a Marine, yeah, like the All Elite August. I don't know, autumn, the All Elite Autumn, Elite Autumn. It's hard. Anyway, Elite Autumn. We had the Orc Summer. That's the name of the podcast, the Elite Autumn. It's apt. Are we coming to the Elite Winter now? Is it going to be 10 model operatives? Yeah. 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 Really? Apparently, Reese has gone really quiet / no sound.
Is it back? Hello, 1 2 1 2. I'm back. Hey, I think it's back
Is
now.
it? Why did you say?
A lot of people saying it looks like he has a lot to say. I did, and I was making such good points.
He wasn't. He wasn't.
What I'll reel that point
Yeah,
back.
they
What
were.
I was
Yeah,
saying is
you
that
know what? Get back into it.
back into it. Basically, I'm saying because do we feel these elite changes? We're just saying there's a few people in the chat talking about Angels of Death, Phobos, Russ talking about Death Guard.
Oh, you've gone again.
Really?
I'm only joking.
Oh, that's
yes.
you son of a monster. I was like, no. All those teams, like when they get the nerf stick, we feel it the most because they're hugely popular. A lot of people play elites. Elites are a great entry point for a lot of players. Elites are a great team you can play and stick with for a long time because there's a lot of depth to them. And then I was saying, I've been watching a lot of tier lists. There's teams you just have had nerfs or buffs we don't even know about. Like Navy Breaches are viable, apparently, according to some tier lists out there. You can play them now. I would never have known.
Has anyone... Well, are people still running Navy Breaches? I don't. I'm not sure I like them.
Personally?
No,
like it's a personal thing?
Kind of. Like, I think I don't like them from last edition because I just think they were annoying. I don't know if they're necessarily bad, but I just found them annoying. Like the models came out, I was like, oh, they're all right, and then they instantly were annoyed that they couldn't punch through walls, and because they came out with that disappointment that was Into the Dark, which I love Into the Dark, but it was disappointing when it was being launched because I feel like they wrote back. I think at some point they were like, you can smash through these walls. See these walls? You're going to be able to punch a hole in these walls. See these walls? You can melter yourself through these walls. See these walls? Nothing can touch them. And it was like, oh okay.
What?
And I was
Isn't
just
it in the name? Breacher?
Yeah. And then they brought out the one of the sets with the Dark Elves, Hand of the Archon, had melted holes in the wall, which I thought was a cool
walls
idea.
Again? Yeah.
But I don't think I ever played them, which is probably my bad. But I assume there was rules to them.
I couldn't tell you. I would love to know if they if anyone did use them. Like I was like, this is so cool. Back in the box you go.
Yeah, I think it was. You know what I am dying for, and I know it can happen because I think Snot Goblin did it recently. They've started doing pre-painted sprues.
Yeah,
I'm looking. I'm wondering why there's not a giant like G-Dubs. I guess because they also make paint, so why would they try and destroy their own? Anyway, yeah, that pretty answers that. Like terrain though, I'd love them to start producing pre-painted terrain, but because stuff like when like universally they're just like, no one's gonna paint this shit. No one's gonna enjoy painting this shit, and then they just go, we'll give you an option, please. Because Into the Dark, I'm already kind of dreading it with the new kill team.
I was about to say,
mini dreading it. Yeah, I'm
there
mini
are
dreading it.
a lot of details on those kits.
The thing is, the problem is, you see the set in the video and you're like, oh wow, that does look cool, and then you forget yours is going to turn up grey. Then it's like, man, and then I'm like, you know what, it's gonna but it can't stay grey because I'm going to end up using it on the channel. So I'm just sort of like, I'm resigned to painting. I know I'm resigned to painting like stuff that I don't want to paint now.
But Bands just said in the chat, think about the poor TOs. That's very true. Like we might have to paint one set. If you are looking at multiple sets.
Well, I assume Bands, you just got to lean. Well, depending on what it's like, in with the Aussies, are they all super selfish? Because in the UK, someone in the TOs is like, lads, I need you to bring all your Into the Darks in because I'm not having that.
Bands is too hands on. He'll want
Bands is too handsy. Bands asked a couple of times, and then they brought it in, and then he got a bit handsy with them, and now they don't.
We've all felt for that. We've all fallen for that trick once or twice.
Oh yeah. Can you just help me in the back of the van? I need to go into the dark. And you're like, okay. What? You need to go into the dark, and then you're like, there's a sprue down, and then bang, he gets in.
Speaking of breaches, okay. So what?
Reese's anus is accessible, -1 inch for entering. That's what it costs you. So if you're not rocking at least 1 inch, there's no point. Because you're going to lose it.
Oh, now I'm blushing. All right. Now, on that note, this is the perfect segue because now we're going to go talk about
what
the
could
new...
we possibly be talking about? that would be a perfect segue for.
Oh, no. We're going to jump across. We're going to talk about the new Kill Team approved cards. We're going to because this, like people come for the delicious waffle that we do speak, but also occasionally we have to get borderline on track, talking about other things in the hobby that actually matter. So the new cards, they've done the teaser, and Russ, I have it on good authority that you've given these a borderline cursory glance, which is fantastic, which is a real step up. So thank you.
It's more than I do. It's more than I normally have done.
Yeah.
And considering it's only a 3-minute read, according to the article itself, you'd be embarrassed that I haven't.
That doesn't allow for much slowing down and sounding out of words, but there's some big ones in here, including flub.
Flub. Hey, that my eyes instantly went to flub.
What a word. So I guess we're only just going to touch briefly on it. I'm sure a lot of people have read the article already and seen the preview.
We're not going to go as deep as bands would go. We're just going to have a little look over these.
So let's just walk through. So the first part here, the 4 archetypes each get a new spread of 3 attack ops in this update. So it is a case of not updated. Yes.
I've already got a question.
Please.
So Russ, I did read this bit already. So I know I'm pausing a long time.
I was like, is it your mic dead now?
Does this mean we'll have 6? I think I know the answer. I think the answer is no. They're changing the ones, but I don't want that. I want 6.
So you'd prefer that they keep the existing, or maybe just tweak, update them, into
having
to keep them
read
in line.
Flank. I worry they'll all be as annoyingly worded as Flank seems to be. I don't like Flank, having read it. Like, I'm sure it's good, but for a way to score victory points, that's a lot of text.
Yes.
That also comes with a diagram to explain the text. If you need, in a game, a diagram to explain a mountain of text, I don't think it's written very well. Because if you've read, they're basically saying, here's a whole load of rules, read it. I'm sorry, Barry, I'm still confused. Well, let's put a picture on. Why don't we just make it easier to understand? I worry that's like, I don't want more of this. Dominate looks fine. This is how you score. That's how you score it. But that one, like, I'm looking at that and I'm like, I'm not.
What if it's just a diagram?
How did that get past QA? How did someone say, there you go, and that seems... seems like that seems like something we should include in a game for people having fun. Like,
my favorite part is that the text literally goes to the bottom of the card. Like, when you used to write as a kid and you'd get to the end of the page and you'd start writing, or you'd start writing really small because you knew you'd running out of space and you didn't want to turn it over. That's kind of what it feels like has happened there. They're like, oh, now I've done the picture. And a little bit even with the picture feels a bit like if you ever use Microsoft Word and you try to put a picture into it.
And it just kills everything.
Yes, that's
everything's gone. And that if you don't press it right and you don't put it's so annoying. But yeah, I'm just sort of like, make it simple. Stupid. Don't make it annoying as hell. Like, and it's revealed as a strategic gambit, which I don't mind. But I mean, I don't want to, like, we could read it out, I guess. But it doesn't say, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to. I'm looking at that going, I'm not going to pick Flank. Look at it. Look at how annoying it is. It's already annoyed me by being needlessly wordy and having an app, like having a picture to be like, we know the text doesn't explain this good enough. Here's a picture with more text.
Good Jeff made an excellent point too. not only though have you then done the diagram, he's like, there's no key either for the diagram. So it's like,
Yeah,
it's all
yeah. So
something.
you've got to guess. That's it. Yeah, Jeff. So I'm like, well, I assume again, already trouble. I assume the orange ones are the operatives from the orange drop zone, or they. I mean, you know what I mean. It's not great. It's not a great way to do it. There will be a you know what? Never ending whip. I almost guarantee there'll be there'll be an errata which will come with a key and a separate card that says to explain flank. But yeah, the problem with this, and the main problem I have, and then I'll leave it there. I'm doing a Ben. I'm filibustering. The main problem is they've chosen this one to highlight how good the new ones are. Yes. That's why I'm worried. I'm like, they've been like, okay, we need 2 cards, lads, to describe how streamlined these new tack-ups are going to make the game, and how, boom, you're going to get the game done in under 2 hours easy. Dominate, right. What's the next easiest one to understand and sell in a web document? Flank. And someone said, "Oh, we are fucked." If that's the second easiest one to explain, it goes with a diagram that doesn't have a key. Are you for real? And then they were like, put the article out. Who cares? Who cares?
Oh,
that's why I'm worried. That's why I'm worried. But apart from that, great.
Yeah, apart from that 20-minute tirade, seems great. We talked about it in the green room, but like a little bit before, and like, Kill Team is an inherently wordy, hard to grasp at times game, and obviously we want the tack up points in there. I think it's a great addition. It's a great way to have extra things. It's great, but that's the whole point. Is we're trying to add those things in as ways to score without making the game infinitely like.
Yeah.
The rules tax, the mental fatigue already can be high. Don't make it too much room for interpretation or confusion, because that's it. As people in the chat joked about and said, like wiretap straight to the bottom of the pile. It also sucks when someone has gone to this effort to make one, but you never there's 3 of them, only ever take 1 of them because the others just aren't worth it.
Yeah.
And that's not a good way to be.
Yeah, that's what you kind of, and I get, again, I don't want to shit on it too much, but like, I get that I think the whole point is someone has thought about these and thought like, okay, this is, I don't want to like, it gives extra elements, and if you want, and I assume there will be more straightforward ones. Like I assume our hope confirm kill would still remain, and I hope that they're trying to this is why I'm worried about Recon. I kind of want it all to be. I wouldn't mind. Like I'd have no problem if they were just like, we're adding 3. I'd be like, oh great, cool. What, you're adding 3, so I can choose now. I get 3 extra choices. But I suspect, like the missions, they're going to be, which we'll get into, they're going to be removing some, keeping some, and then, which I'm hopeful they'll just be like, well, let's keep the good ones that we know people like and are easy to score, and then add ones in that we know people aren't running wiretap, for example. Let's put one in. And I know Ben isn't here, so fuck him. But no, I know Ben had said that he's very positive. Ben is in a very positive. He's like, I'm positive. New tac ops. This is going to be awesome. And I feel like I'm being the negative one, which is normally, maybe that's the normal way it is. But yeah, I want it to be good. Business as usual. No. I do think it's good. New stuff's always good, and we should never say instantly off the hat that it's bad. Even though for 20 minutes I did just do that. I was just worried that they're like.
I feel like has someone from GW joined the chat, Russ, that I haven't seen, because I feel like this is one of the biggest backpedals I've ever seen in my life.
Well, no, I think what
who's
I'd love
off camera,
to see,
Russ? Who's behind?
The gun comes in. No, what I'd love to see is I'd love to see them like spend this much time. I'm saying this much time, like I know how much time this has taken, but to create mission packs that don't need tac ops. I like to play with tac ops. That sounds weird. statement. But I like to play the game with tac ops. But if you're new to the game and it's your first tournament, maybe you don't want to play the tac op. Or if you have trouble playing to time, maybe you don't go to a tournament because you're like, well, I can't play a full game when I've got to think of crit op, tac op, kill op, all the things. They should find a way of having games that are stripped down, but like officially stripped down, to be like, okay, there's no equipment, there's no tac ops, you've got a crit op, and here's a series of interesting crit ops that are balanced in terms of two teams can play them and still have fun, as opposed to trying to balance kill, you know what I mean? And then it's just like you can have like, this is a beginners tournament, there's no equipment, there's no what you call it, and it's just to introduce people into the competitive scene, because some people might not want to, or might like, I'd love that to be an element. And again, that's not even for me, because I would still play the tac op one, but I know there are people who are reticent to play, because there's a lot goes into a tournament, and if they'd be like, look, it's not for me, I can't, I'm not going to play that, it's too much going on.
Well, again, as a new player, if the first tac op you ever read was flank. You'd be like,
get out of town.
Jesus Christ, what am I doing here?
You'd be like, yeah, I'm actually, this is a game, not like a driving test, surely. Like, it's too much.
And look, I think overall it's still very positive. I mean, I think that's one of the things that is great about with Kill Team, and has been for a while. We get lots of new stuff. If things aren't balanced, aren't working, we're always getting the fixes and the patches for them. So I'm never too worried that anything that if it isn't working, it won't stay that way for long. But at first glance, that one's a bit annoying. It's interesting,
But next up, we do know that they are the rules, right? They are doing stuff. They don't like alpha strikes. They've effectively eliminated alpha strikes now. Even though they've come, which is great. There's a commitment there.
Yes, that's it. And I think that's the thing. We're lucky in this game that there clearly is the monitoring that you want. It's no longer a case of it's like, well, that's really bad, and it's that way for a year, or to the next edition. Most things that are glaring issues, except Beta Decimal as a whole, get fixed up pretty quick.
And Hyros X Circle, but apart from that.
Next up, we got the crit ops. So they're saying that 3 of the classic ones are staying: secure, loot, and transmission. And they're now being joined by 6 new ones. So you've got too many.
You know what? That's not true. I like missions. 9 missions is good. Yeah. It's just a lot to keep on track of. Like, I don't think I've ever played a game this edition where I haven't had to read the rules card.
Yeah.
Like, which I don't know if that's good, but that's surely good. Like, I don't feel like, and I've played a bunch. Like, I've played a bunch of tournaments. I play bunches to be like, to hear the name of a card and be like, oh, transmission. I couldn't tell you now what the rules for transmissions are. I could tell you loot and secure, because those are the only 2 of the only missions in the previous edition. And then maybe like extraction, because I played it recently. So I don't think it makes a difference really, as long as they're easier to understand. To be fair, do you want to read out Reboot and see if I can understand it in one reading?
Here you go.
Let's give it the old college try. You read it out and I'll see if I understand it.
Additional rules. When setting up the battle, after setting up the objective markers, number each objective marker 1 through to 3.
I'm out. That's no, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, part of me is a little bit out, but carry on.
All the way up to 3.
Now I'm counting. What is this maths? Carry on.
At the start of the gambit step of each strategy phase, each player secretly selects 1 objective marker by putting a number of dice in their hand that corresponds to the objective marker's number.
This was going to be a joke, and I was going to be like, great, but this is kind of annoyingly complex so far.
Yes.
Carry on though.
We're
in secret marking stuff.
Dice in your hand, 1 of us each. We've both got dice with corresponding. We then reveal our selections simultaneously. If both players selected the same one, that objective marker is inert during this turning point. If not, the objective marker that neither player selected is inert at the start of the turn. So it's a bit like, it's a little bit nearly like the strategy phase, the initiative step at the start, whether you're going to go like picking if you want the free strat or if you want extra equipment or so the reposition, it's a little bit of that vibe. And then
that's 10 minutes. 10 minutes added to the game, just setting up the board. Okay, cool.
And then you can do a mission
and
action. But wait,
that's not it.
More.
There's more.
You can spend 2 AP, so very expensive, to reboot an objective. So if it's gone inert, you can power it back on, but it costs you 2 AP. Okay. So basically, I think
you would do this because
obviously, like, if you turned off my objective somehow because I tried to be funny buggers and turn yours off, and you went the middle, you turned off mine, I couldn't score at this turn.
We still need to get to the victory points. I still don't know what the point of this game is yet.
So at the end of each turning point after the first, for each objective marker operatives control, you score 1 VP. Ignore inert objective markers when determining this.
Okay.
So it's trying to, like, I guess, to make it more like, it's basically we're trying to trick each other into accidentally turning off an objective we would want to score.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I'm like, I don't want to lose my home objective, so I'd do my number. But then if you did my number, that would be, you would turn mine off. So I'd go, okay, well, I'm going to do the middle because I don't want to do mine. But then you might also go mine, which would then trick them and turn off their own. So it's like that.
Why would they turn off their own? Well, I think the idea is that both people would want to vote for their own. So the other person, so the middle one would be inert, but then one person's also going to be like, I'll vote for yours. So quite a few times happening, both people will vote for each other's. So it'll end up being the middle one, I guess.
think it'll be the middle most of the time. It'll end up being, everyone will do the middle, or it'll be cancel each other out. It's interesting because what this adds.
Is it?
No.
Is it interesting?
Hear me out. Let me finish the thought process. Because
Tell me on reboot. Tell me why I don't eat that card.
No. It's interesting in Kill Team as whole. Often we're seeing a lot of things that are trying to eliminate weird random chance and feels bad moments. Like, AKA my example for that previously was jump tests. I thought they were great. Yeah. But we got rid of them because people were like, yes, but every once in a while you roll the one and on a crucial thing and your character just stands there and gets killed. And then as we're about to discuss a little bit further down here, they're now looking at trying to find a way to iron out initiative rolls a little bit as well.
That's solid. Yeah, that in itself is a solid thing. I think that there's nothing bad about how they've handled the new initiative thing. I think 2 thumbs up for that.
Yeah.
For that.
So, but what I'm sort of saying is that in a game that fundamentally, because it is a dice game, is built around chance and luck and bad luck, like timing, like this, a form of rock, paper, scissors or gambling, you kind of do need to pick a lane of either you want to keep the chaos or are you trying to control it? You know what I mean? Because otherwise, don't have something like this where it could just go wrong. Like, one person could just have an absolute Barry Crocker here, and no matter what they do, their opponent picks the right one that just keeps messing them up. And it's like, so if we're trying to eliminate chance with things like jump tests and initiative rolls, why would we then create a primary around chance that could lead to said feel bads that we're removing in other ways?
Yeah.
Is my thought process wrong there? Like, I'm like, don't get me wrong. I don't care. I think I'm with you. I'm scatter dice and mayhem. Like, I want to, every now and again, you'll just have a day where, the game goes to pieces, but then another day you'll have everything where it goes your way. Like, that's the whole point, I think, in a lot of ways that you play dice games, is for that element you can't control. You can have the best laid plans, but randomness and luck is a thing.
I think I mean the game is way too sweaty at this stage to give to be that game. That game does exist, it's out there, but I don't think it's, maybe like Dead Zone by Mantic might be that game.
Yeah.
That is just crazy scatter dice, but no one plays that game.
Yeah,
because it's too casual. It's gone the other way.
yeah.
Whereas I think Kill Team's a little bit too. It takes itself a bit too seriously now. Not in a bad way, but it's one of those games where it's like I think they realized that they'd made a really solid competitive game, and they were like, oh, we've made a really solid So, and they've just been like, I guess we lean into that. And to be fair, that's great. When it's a proper when you've got an amazing opponent ahead of you that's playing the game, and you're both just like nice, chill, casual people, but the game's sweaty.
Yeah,
nothing's better. That is when you can roll 4 1s and be like, oh man, you are joking, and laugh about it, and your opponent sees 4 1s and goes, oh man, that like, and you don't take like that is I love those games. I've had a bunch of those games recently at tournaments, and I'm just like, love those games. But yeah, that's just it. But it is a bit too. Yeah, it's not casual enough to have these, which is weird that they're, like you say, they're adding it into the co-ops, where it's just like, I kind of want that. Yeah.
Because it feels like, what's the one where, you can do it and then you can run away with the objective at the end? This is how casual
Extraction.
Is that Extraction? Yeah. And it's like,
the first one is 1, the second one is 2, the third one is 1, but then you can run away with it. And if you hold it, it's 1. And if you hold it at the end of the game, turning point 4, it's 2. I mean, I guess that is, on the face of it, that sounds quite complicated, but I know it now quite well, so maybe.
Yeah, but I found that was the one a lot of time in in competitive. A lot of people were like, oh, I don't like that one, because there is that element of,
it's very swingy.
If the sequence goes and I reckon I've experienced that twice myself, where I was just able to set it up like super early, grab it, and it was game, because it was like, I'm taking it, I'm a fast team, and see ya, and the objective's gone. So it's I think, again, I think these will all be heaps of fun. It's just always interesting. I find ones that add in elements of randomness often aren't received that well, because in so many other parts of the game, they're trying to reduce the randomness. That's probably the most succinct way to say it. That's just, an interesting one. So, then, of course, we did touch on it very briefly. There's a whole new mechanic with initiative rolls. And we've discussed this, and it's before, and it's like, because there were some teams that obviously could manipulate the dice roll in the past, thinking like Kassakan, Brood Brothers, and stuff like that. Before we look at what they've done, how do you feel about manipulation of the initiative roll in the first place? Like, as in the current state?
In the current state, I don't like it. There's a couple of teams that can, like, I think it's one of that dwarf teams has the, if I'm standing on an objective marker.
Yeah.
I think that's Ravagers have that. Like, they get a reroll if like you're within 6 inches, but there's so many caveats to that. It's almost pointless.
Yeah, I think is it Salvagers that have something as well like that. They can have some.
Yeah, if they're controlling more objectives or something, they get to plus it by the amount that they control. It's some annoying. I don't like it. I think that thing. I think I'm okay with that being basically chance. And the thing is, I get they're trying to remove the chance from it, which is fine, because you play the game thinking I should statistically get turning point 2, but realistically, I've played tournaments where I haven't got initiative any round for like 4 games, and you just saw like that can happen. So you can never plan to get it. You can but I think that's a good lesson to learn, to be like, I can't ever plan. I'm going to have a couple of things going on, so I've still got something happening. Yeah, so I don't mind. I quite like having the plan A, plan B, but anything that makes it. Do I like that? You know what? Now that I'm talking about it, maybe I don't like that. Maybe I quite like that it's still the best laid plans of Mice and Men style, whereas this is like, oh well, you didn't get it that time. Plussing 2, okay. Also, -2.
Is that like if you want to throw it? Because does that change?
Why? Do you have to take initiative if you win now? Because otherwise you +2 and say you're going. Why would you have a -2? I don't get that. Anyway,
there's not too many situations where, apart from if you really want, I guess, unless you really want command points, and there's not like maybe
but then
late
you
game.
take initiative and then say you're going.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know why
that's right.
you
Yeah,
would
because it's
not.
still
You
adjusting
know
the
what I mean?
role, isn't
It's
it?
your
Yeah,
choice.
so I get you. It's still, yeah, it's just about giving choice, isn't it? Yeah.
So I have no
Well,
idea why. In
that's
what
probably a good point.
scenario?
Let's quickly read what it says, because if those who are listening
No,
who
let's
haven't
not do
seen
that. Let's not know a thing. Let's just speculate wildly, Reese.
and be mad
Join
about it too,
me, brother.
No, I don't want to read
Yeah.
it. I just want to be mad about it.
I just want to be angry and wrong.
So, all
Give
right,
me that, if nothing else.
The winner of the first initiative roll decide who takes the initiative before the battle. That hasn't changed. And who therefore gets to select their drop zones. The other gets a card that lets them re-roll a future initiative roll. So that's decided not on who ends up actually getting said initiative, but who wins the roll is the first part. So it's like,
So
it's
still on the scouting phase then.
So that's it. So then the player that loses each subsequent initiative roll gets a card that allows them to modify a future initiative roll. The more initiative rolls you lose, the greater the chance. And I think Caveman Dan, thank you in the chat, and this is Caveman Dan while we read things, might have just highlighted the thing. It's saying +1, +2 to your. He was just saying, is it not -2 to their initiative roll? No, it is. It does specify it is to
your
yours.
initiative roll.
It's only to yours. Yeah. So you can't affect
Hence
the dice
my
roll.
outrage.
All right.
That's
Okay,
why I'm like,
we're getting somewhere.
Why? Yeah, why?
All right. So the other gets a card. Yep. And basically then so you get to hold on to those card, and they stack. Then the player that loses each subsequent initiative roll gets a card that allows them to modify a future initiative roll. The more initiative rolls you lose, the greater chance of winning one later. These cards do not need to be used right away, and you can use either to add to or subtract from your roll. So stockpiling a couple of cards can make that crucial final initiative roll much more reliable. The value modifier of the card increases for each turning point that passes, so losing a late game roll means you'll bounce back all the harder.
So yeah, the question still remains, in what scenario would you minus anything from your roll?
From your own roll. Yeah.
There's no scenario, I think, where that would be something useful. Unless there's a team.
It's not like there's any rules that bounce off for any
Yeah.
teams where it's like, hey, if you lose the initiative, you get a bonus. Like,
Yeah. You lose the roll, but they gave you initiative. So you've got initiative, but you lost the roll off. Therefore, you are something. Like, I don't know of anything like that. I really don't know.
Oh, there you go. Odes is seen through it. So they're saying that basically you lose it deliberately to increase your chances later in the game. So maybe if you're not worried about turn 2, but you're worried about turn 3, you could like deliberately throw it.
Oh, so you
Because
get
you
the
still
card
get a
based on the
card.
roll, not
Yes.
on whether or not you were given the turn.
Yes.
How bizarre. So
Yeah.
you could who's doing so so I guess okay. So I think what this does then is potentially lessens the desire to get initiative turn 2. Because you win the roll off, the other person gets a re-roll. So turn 2 is no longer I'm taking the initiative to potentially get it. Because if you take and then give your opponent initiative, they've already got the card because you decided to deploy first. So you might decide to not choose the deployment zone, so you get a re-roll turn 2, which is the only way. Because currently you would just be like, I will take my initiative, and then it'll be based on scouting. So I'm going to choose the best side, and it's going to be based on scouting anyway. So you get nothing for the fact that I won the roll off. But there should be something for the roll off. I guess the choice. You get the choice.
Yeah.
But as soon as you win that roll off, your opponent gets the reroll. I don't know. It's interesting. I think maybe this is, you know what? At the start of this, where I said there's nothing bad about the changes they've done to this. Now I'm kind of thinking they're trying too hard to balance a game that they can't be balanced.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm like, you're trying to even out.
I think they're trying too hard.
It's a game of like it's a strategy game, but a huge part of it is luck and like the chaos that you can't control is the big part. And to me, I'm happy to put my hands up and go, I actually think, and I might be alone here, I think this is a completely unneeded extra thing to think about in the game. I guess
make it easier, not harder.
That's it. But it's like now, even in the initiative step, it is now no longer just a case of we're going to have our roll off and we know the system back and forth. And as you said, having the best laid plan. So if you do lose it, it's bad. But if you get it, like they already brought in the CP mechanic to make you feel a little bit less bad. You know what I mean? Like it's like you didn't get initiative, you get CP. I'm like, some things that are based on dice rolls aren't meant to be balanced. You know what I mean? Like inherently, there's got to be a level of chat. You know, like chat. Oh, sorry, I was reading the chat as I said that. There's got to be a level of chance because that's why we play the game. Otherwise, you would play a game that has no nothing left to chance. You wouldn't play a dice game.
Yeah. I agree. I actually you've taught me round. Just going through it, I'm just sort of like, because the problem is it'll slow down the game
again,
which I'm not a fan of, because you'd be like, okay, so I won initiative turning point 2, so my opponent has a +2 or -2, like that, but they've got a +2 to their dice roll, so realistically they are much more likely to win that turning. They're already breaking ties unless that doesn't happen anymore, but I assume it is. They're not breaking that, so I assume they break ties, which is effectively a +3 to the roll, let's say. And on a 6-sided dice, you're pretty much, I mean, boof, you got rolled badly, but let's say you're like, right, I'm playing turn 2, I'm gonna have to do my punch knowing that anyone I leave out is gonna get punched back. Like, it does change how you're going to play. I'm all for the game being more aggressive. And I think someone being like, right, okay, I've got turning point initiative 2. There's no downside to me going absolutely balls to the wall here. Run forward and then be like, and you know what? I got initiative turn 3. Giddy up. Keep going. But yeah, I know. I think you're right. I think there's too much. They're trying to fence it in.
Yes,
that's fence in the game. Let it roam.
That's it. Let it be free. Like, let it be. Yes, it's a strategy game. Yes, it's a skill-based game, 100%. But that's sort of it. When you get two players who are at that tippy top point of it, or two mates who are having a great game, sometimes you just want, it's just a dice roll just makes them both go, oh, like that was amazing. Yeah. But now somewhere like, oh my God, you failed that roll. But I am going to actually cancel this great moment by adding 2.
Yeah. It's kind of like, the fact I don't like that it's becoming a card game almost. It's like, so I've rolled a 6 and it's like, and then someone throws down 3 cards. Boom, I win initiative. It's like, that's a feels, like, if anything, that's the feels bad. But yeah.
I always feel like, when we go back to like the current state of before this comes in, like I always didn't like when teams had an opportunity to roll or re-roll or manipulate. Like some things I think that should be beyond it. It's just like, that role just is, and that's the bit of chaos that is. Because I said it's bad luck, but you'll have days where you're the lucky one, and you'll have days where you're the unlucky one with it. But that's kind of part of the game, like.
Yeah. I think we get too much. This is going to be a radical thought. This is going to be a hot take for Kill Team, but I think we get too many rerolls. Like I've played games recently where there's no reroll mechanic. And it's so refreshing to be like, the dice matter a bit more, but you're just like, you roll and you're like, oof, I guess I do nothing. Yeah. And that's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. You don't have to be like, okay, so I'm gonna run this and I get 5 written. Like, it's okay that like you roll a dice and nothing happens. Yeah. That's the chance that when you roll. But now I'm like, if I'm like, oof, I've only got ceaseless and balanced. Oh, okay, I'll start. You know what I mean? Like,
I've only got ceaseless, balance, and relentless. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about this.
Ooh, I guess I'll give it a shot then. But I'm not. I'm hitting on 3s, 6 attacks. Ooh, this is rough. And to be fair, I've absolutely stanked that roll before. But
and
that's
then
fine.
what happens when all of a
I've had
sudden,
to
what does
live
that
it.
mean? At what point then do you bring in a rule that goes, actually, you now can re-roll a re-roll? You know what I mean? Because it's like, well, if you're trying to iron out dice to say consistency, well, where does it stop? You know, and it's like,
Yeah.
I feel like a few times.
I think they should get rid of the tack op reroll.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
No tack op reroll, because let's be fair, if you're using that one, you're in trouble anyway.
It's such a bad, like, it always fails too. That's like, speaking of things that never ever work, like that.
I hate that.
But I agree. That's
like buying a lottery ticket. Like, they do it on purpose. They're like, here's the lottery ticket. You won't win. Here it is, and here's how much it costs.
It's you just
one CP and your self-respect. That's how much it costs.
Yeah, and I just feel like you should be encouraged at all time to be learning to use your CP, to use your strats and things in the right spot. You know, like it's that thing with the CP bailouts. They're an interesting one. All right, we'll move on. Enough of our trying to flatten the curve conspiracy theories. The last thing we'll touch on very quickly, they have confirmed the new layouts, or the ones that are hanging around. So we've obviously have Killzone Volcus.
Love it.
Killzone Beta Decima.
Kill it in a ditch.
And obviously the new Kill Team Tomb World, which I guess is effectively the new Gallo Dark. They are saying, though, that there will be 6 returning maps for Gallo Dark and non-specific Kill Team boards. So they are still obviously encouraging the use of those, obviously understanding that everyone has lots of that. So it's good that it's not just everything's gone, but obviously the new focus will be those 3. Beta Decima thoughts go. What do you reckon?
Does anyone like Beta Decima?
Yeah.
Someone must. Someone's out there excited to play a game of Beta Decima. I just don't think I've met that person. I just don't. You're trying to filibuster. You're trying to make me do a Ben filibuster.
I've got the soapbox out for you, sir. Climb on up.
Take bait, but I don't like the fact that it takes away choices from almost every team. That you have to take barricades and almost always have to take 2 light and 1 heavy. Otherwise, if you don't take the heavy, there's a good chance you're getting vantage shot. Yeah. But I don't like that you have to take it. So if you got a team that's kind of reliant on your equipment, you know your opponent's going to have to take equipment to get 3 choices of the equipment that they want to take 4 of.
Is that the fix that everyone just gets 2 extra bits of equipment? Yeah.
I think it should come with some scar terrain. Just be like, look, set up your heavy and 2 light. Just set them up.
Yeah.
You get them for free. It should be. Yeah, it should come. It would go a long way to heal if they were like, okay, everyone gets ladders, because there's certain teams that move 7 inches.
Yeah.
Elves. And there's certain teams that move 5 inches. And it's just sort of like, oh man, live. Like if I'm a Plague Marine player and I'm on Beta Decima, I'm just sort of like, right. So I've got 2-inch movement from the top. Like I'm like, right, okay. I mean, even with the ladder, it's 4-inch movement. Like I'm not getting halfway across the board. Like I'm still like, that just about gets me to like the first set of barricades before I can get to the big thing. Yeah.
It feels like to me that's that's the biggest issue with Beta Decima, unfortunately, is that's it. There's some teams that seem to be benefited. Actually, I'll tell you, every team seems to have a hard time with it, but some have a much harder time with it. You know, any close combat team, you know, that wants to get close, if your opponent has a way to slow you down, already a huge negative. If you've got no shooting and your opponent is full shooting, you're at a huge disadvantage. And don't get me wrong, those are advantages do exist in the other ones. They just don't feel as oppressive. They don't seem to pop up as much. So
I think Data Golden's nailed it. You can't kick people, this is Sparta style, into the water. So what's the point of the water?
Why are we even here? Why are we here?
What's the point? It's like bringing out a game that is all walls and not being allowed to blow a wall up. Yeah. That's what it is. And they did. I mean, they did it, but like, I think it's because it's a chaos board on a non-chaos game. Like if that was Necromunda, you could kick someone into the water and they would be permadeath. and you'd be like, remove them from your roster,
Yeah.
smash the miniature. It's gone, brother. It's gone. But like, because Kill Team can't, because the competitive players would cry. I say that as a competitive player, but like they would cry and they'd be like, "Don't like this game's horribly rubbish that you could that because then I could be winning the game and someone could just randomly kick all my operatives into the water."
And
But
then break
that
your
would be
model,
fun. Yeah, and then smash your model. Yeah, but that would be fun.
It's very Dungeons and Dragons, a bit of a push test,
Yeah,
just
I would love it. But
faster athletics.
Opposed strength tests.
Yeah,
To like, yeah, wrestling. You know what I think of immediately? I think of wrestling where they you know the thing they did. They went dun 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 dun, and they went and they locked hands, and they went and they kind of like down on one knee, and then he went. And then he's down on one knee. That's what I was thinking, like the strength test where they're just kind of like,
yeah, I dig it.
That's what I want to see.
This is just a great thing. I have to bring your mum in the chat just said, I can't envision what a plague marine using a ladder would look like.
You've gone for me. I didn't catch that.
Oh, sorry. Oh, 1, 2, you got me there. 1, 2. Hey,
you're back, but it just said something.
Yeah. So in the chat on YouTube, your mum said, I can't envision what a plague marine using a ladder would look like. And I think that's
that's it. Yeah.
8-foot super warrior, weighing a metric ton, and he's just got the rickety little Bunnings ladder out. He's on his way up Beta Decima.
They should just be able to vault like up. I don't know what they would do, but it just
I agree. Something like that. For Astartes, I mean, like they shouldn't. To me, an Astartes should never need a ladder. It's that simple. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, but again, I don't. That might be a whole nother kettle of fish to add in Astartes climbing tests or something. I don't know.
Climbing tests.
Well, look, there we go. I think we pretty adequately covered the new Kill Team approved set. I'm excited. I think it's great if this is going to be the yearly thing that we're going to get. New tac ops, new crit ops, all that stuff, new terrain setups. I think it's really, really great for the game. My only ever concern is that's it. Just don't make the game more unnecessarily complicated. Like, don't try to fix something by making it more complicated. Is sometimes what can happen. I think with this game, it's inherently complicated, and it can already inherently be not that beginner friendly. We want this to be a game that keeps growing and it keeps welcoming in new players. And if it becomes, even more gobbledygook for people just starting out, you won't get them through. You won't get them on the tables, and that's no good. So less is more sometimes.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, what I'd love to see them if they're going to continue doing like, more complex tac ops, is to have them as like almost as a. Are you new to the game? These are the ones you pick. You have these options. You pick confirm kill. You pick da-da-da-da. That's what you play. That's what it is. And then as you get more confident in the game, they're like, okay, maybe decide between these two, maybe decide between these three. And then competitive play is just whatever it is. But like to ease people in, just say, look, learn with this one. This is a more straightforward. And as you get better at the game, play this one. Because you find yourself just like, I don't play wiretap.
No. And I reckon even the game designers themselves would create a lot of these and read them go, I'm not going to play that. And if you as the game designer wouldn't play it, why would the community?
Someone out there's running wiretap and having an absolute ball. Probably on Beta Decima. Probably with an AdMech team. It's probably Mabase. He's probably having an absolute ball. AdMech, Beta Decima. Middle fingers to the casuals. Like, you know what? You guys know nothing. And we do know nothing.
That's true. We're just the casuals. So. Caveman Dan also covered my last point too about the new sets too. And let dice be dice. That's the other thing that I just think. I think less rerolls is better. And I think not trying to manipulate and take away the joy and the randomness. That's what separates the game from a lot of others that don't have dice. Like you can play a lot of games that don't have dice where things go, this just does this or it doesn't. That's not what this game is.
You know what? I think we should be like the movement that says no relentless, no ceaseless.
Yeah.
We're just like, you know what? I don't want to see relentless, no ceaseless, balanced.
Just about, yep.
It's the name of the. It's in the name. It's in the name, people.
Oh,
balanced.
Ross, you've just blown my mind.
I just blew my own mind. It's called balanced for a reason.
Oh.
It's the only one that's balanced. Because if you've got a team that has access to relentless, as soon as you go up against a team that doesn't, it's not balanced.
No.
It's relentless.
It's relentless.
No one gets relentless. No one gets ceaseless. You only get balance, but everyone gets it. Not everyone, but everyone.
But like
can
that's
get it.
like special operatives or the operatives that are meant they can have. That's it, because then all of a sudden across the board you're probably reducing the everyone's operatives dying too quick, which makes the dynamic a little bit more. Especially things like Astartes and all that, they get a bit tougher all of a sudden because not everything's re-rolling 900. Things inherently feel tougher. So. Yeah.
And I mean, I know what we're saying is relatively straightforward. Reduce the amount of special rules and the game will be easier to balance. I mean, that's not rocket science. But
I like to think when we say it is.
It is rocket science.
Yeah.
I think, you know what? I think it is a little bit rocket science. But I think I think they should reduce the ability to get rerolls. Definitely get rid of that tackle.
Good, Jeff. Is that not a command reroll? No, we're not saying that everyone gets it all the time. We're saying special operatives.
I'm saying especially get rid of no command reroll.
And
I'm
saying command rerolls. Yes.
First casualty is the command reroll. It's gone. Jeff, It's gone. It was bad, Jeff. It was bad. Got cold.
No, I like that. For full no rerolls whatsoever.
Yeah.
Ultimate
minimum
said on YouTube. None. Just none. Never.
None. Never.
Maybe that's when you'd need to hit the world where you have you like and that's when you need like things like a D20, because that's where you need maybe a little bit more granularity in your
I mean, I'm talking about I'm killing Vespids, my beloved Vespids right now. To be fair, they don't get any rerolls.
They did it to themselves.
They only ever get balanced anyway. That if ever there was a team that needed relentless, it's those boys. And I'm saying myself, give no one it. No relentless. That's what. Yeah, I think they are getting rid of it though. I think they've come to that realization as well, because they've made sure that legionaries can't get it.
Okay.
So yeah, I think they might also have been like, we've been too free. It's been the 70s. It's been a house party in the 70s, and everyone was having sex in the pool. And now someone has to clean the pool.
It's a mess.
And they're like, there's some sort of weird frog hybrid thing coming out of there. I don't like that stuff. Yeah. So some weird frog got in the pool.
Me.
Yeah. Kill me. And then he did that. Quaid. Like we don't want the frog.
We don't want the weird frog. Yeah.
We don't want the freageeks. So we say get rid of the pool, clean the pool, start again, and just get what? I don't know where this analogy is now going to go.
You're just stuck in you're thinking about the frog thing now, aren't you?
You can only spit in the pool. You can't fully go for it. Yeah, no, I'm not sure where it's gone now, but yeah, less rerolls. No relentless, less rerolls.
Oh, so even Laps just made a good point in the chat. He's like, accurate doesn't suck if no one has access to rerolls. See, accurate gets even better. That's another great way. It's like,
I think they have realized it. I think they have, because I feel like, and I'm probably very wrong about this, but I do feel like they're trying to cut back on relentless.
Maybe
it's not.
It's having to roll out slower. Like, they can't just go bang and change it all. Everyone will get upset. But if they do it over a number, and the new teams coming out don't have it, that all of a sudden before.
No, it'd be the other way around.
Where did relentless go?
I assume only the new teams will have it, as per the sales marketing team.
Every new team gets relentless until the first balanced out of slate, and we've sold
until the next team becomes out. they call it the new model syndrome. Oh yeah, that's actually a rule. Every
relentless
new
sales.
Relentless. Yeah, relentless sales. Yeah, that would be amazing. I would fully respect that. as like a
no shame about it either. They're just like, that's just how it is, guys. Okay.
Just how it is, yeah.
Well, look, I think the point. We'll wrap it up there. That was pretty good coverage, even if I do say so ourselves.
That was the best coverage you're going to get on the topic from us, certainly. Probably on the internet. We're probably
going to go back and someone is just going to absolutely piece us up about our terrible takes. And you know what? Fair enough. But I will stand by it. Yeah, it's probably
next episode.
Ben
will be like, God, that was bad. Your takes are bad. You'd be like, no rerolls.
Yeah,
he's an American though. He loves the rerolls. I feel like they all like
freedom rolls. I think he calls them.
Yeah, rolls on the back of an eagle.
A huge thank you to everyone in the chat. You guys and girls in there have been going off all episode, and we love it. It's so great having your thoughts in there as well, because it lets us know if we're being madmen or if we miss anything or if I accidentally turned my mic off. All those things are very important.
True.
So thank you so much. If you're listening on the podcast, thank you for sharing your ear holes with us, and sorry for the mess. Russ will clean that up.
Unless there's frogs in them.
Yes.
You're on your own.
Out of your ears.
Yeah.
Look, I will be back next week. We've got a special guest on next week. You'll hear a little bit more about that as well. And Ben will be back in town. That's not the special
guest. I know
guest.
who it is. I was going to say, I was like, who is it? But I know. Okay, I know who it is. Okay.
By the way, someone speaking. So this is why I love the chat. Someone in the chat said, as long as it's not a 15-minute diatribe on fucking Marvel like that one episode, we're good. So
when we talk about Marvel one episode?
Yeah, we've definitely had one where we just got sidetracked for about 40 minutes. Look, most episodes it happens.
I don't remember that one.
And Russ, that's why it happens, because you don't even know it's happening.
No, I feel like I went off on flank a bit too much. Was I too harsh on flank? Maybe I was too harsh on flank. We'll see.
I actually absolutely
time will
that.
tell.
Time will tell.
I think it's bad, but we'll see.
We'll see. All right.
It feels like it's going to be annoying.
Next week, 07's in the chat.
07's, boys.
We will see you all next week.